Today, we are cracking open one of the most legendary books on achievement ever written, Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. We're going to break down his famous 13-step philosophy for success. So let's just dive right in.
So get this, for over 25 years, Napoleon Hill was on a mission given to him by Andrew Carnegie. He studied more than 500 of the absolute titans of his era. We're talking Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, people like that. And his one job? Find the secret sauce, the formula for success. And what he came back with was a direct method for turning, these intangible ideas in your head into actual tangible riches in your hands.
And this is the heart of the whole thing. It's an incredible promise, right? That every huge fortune, every massive success story, it doesn't start with a pile of cash or some powerful connection. Nope. It starts with a single thought, a simple idea you hold in your mind.
Okay, so if it's that simple, why isn't everybody doing it? Well, Hill says before you can even start using his philosophy, you've got to clear the battlefield in your own mind. Because right now, something is absolutely standing in your way.
And here they are. Hill points to these three primary enemies that just kill our ambitions before they can even take a breath. There's indecision, which he calls the very seedling of fear. Then you've got its close cousin, doubt. And finally, the big one, fear itself. These three, they work as a team to just paralyze you.
So, how in the world do you fight back? Hill's answer is pretty cool, actually. He says you have to systematically build a kind of mental armor. And this armor, it's forged piece by piece from his 13 principles, or steps. Each one is designed to make your mind stronger, basically impenetrable to those three enemies.
All right, let's start building. The whole process kicks off with phase 1, the blueprint. Now this phase is all about being practical. We're not talking about wishful thinking here. We're talking about creating a rock-solid plan for exactly what you want.
Now, Hill's method is all about being super precise. He's very clear on this. You can't just want more money. You have to be exact. To the dollar, how much? And what exactly are you willing to give for it? Because nothing comes for free. When will you have it? Pick a real date. You see, this whole process is designed to turn a vague wish into a burning, definite desire.
And to back up that desire, you need 2 more practical steps. First, organized planning. That means creating real, actionable plans and being ready to swap them out if they don't work. And second, decision. Hill says this is the absolute key to beating procrastination. The most successful people, they decide fast and they change their minds very, very slowly.
So once you've got that blueprint set, it's time to do the internal work. Phase 2 is all about conditioning your mind so that you actually deeply believe in the plan you just created.
And the cornerstone of this whole phase is faith. Now, Hill isn't necessarily talking about faith in a religious way. He means faith as a state of mind, an unshakable belief that you will achieve your goal. He even calls it the elixir that breathes life and power into your desire.
So how do you get it? Well, Hill says you have to make your mind a welcoming place for faith. You have to consciously fill it with positive emotions. Because a mind that's constantly swamped by fear and doubt, it just can't hold on to the kind of unwavering faith you need to succeed. It's just not a favorable environment.
So how do you actually plant those positive thoughts? The tool for that is something called autosuggestion. Think of it as the bridge that lets you communicate directly with your subconscious mind. It's how you get your conscious goals down into that deeper part of you that really drives your actions.
But, and this is so important, just repeating words like a robot won't do a thing. Your subconscious doesn't respond to words, it responds to feeling. You have to mix your thoughts with powerful emotion and total belief. And this is where persistence comes in too. It's that sustained willpower to keep doing this day after day until that belief becomes completely unshakable.
Okay, with your blueprint made and your mindset right, you are ready for phase 3, the amplifiers. These are the principles that are designed to multiply your personal power and really speed things up.
These are your force multipliers. You're going to amplify your power by getting specialized knowledge to become a real expert, by using your imagination to cook up new plans when the old ones fizzle out, by working with others in what he calls a mastermind, and yes, by channeling one of the most powerful energies we have.
So let's look at this mastermind idea. It's actually a pretty simple but really profound concept. When 2 or more people work together in total harmony for the same goal, they create a third invisible mind. This new energy that is way more powerful than just the sum of the individual minds. It's like 1 + 1 = 3.
And now let's talk about the one that always gets people's attention. sex transmutation. Hill noticed that the most successful people tended to have very strong sex drives. He argued that this incredibly powerful energy, when it's redirected or transmuted away from just physical expression and channeled into a creative or professional goal, it becomes this massive source of genius and creativity. And that brings us to the final and definitely the most advanced phase of this philosophy. This is where you start to connect all your hard work to what Hill calls a higher intelligence.
So here we are, back at the subconscious mind, but we're looking at it in a totally new way. It's not just this thing that takes your orders. Hill says it's the actual connecting link to what he calls infinite intelligence. It's this tireless engine working 24/7 in the background to make the desires you planted in it a reality.
You can see how it all stacks up here. It starts with your burning desire, which you plant like a seed. You nurture it with faith and emotion. That allows your subconscious to connect to this infinite intelligence. Then your brain starts receiving new ideas and inspirations, which ultimately leads you to be able to voluntarily use your highest mental power, the sixth sense.
The sixth sense, that's the top of the mountain. That's the part of your mind where you get those hunches, those brilliant flashes of inspiration that just seem to pop into your head out of nowhere. But Hill is crystal clear on this. You can't just skip to this step. It is the final piece of the puzzle. And you can only put it in place after the other 12 principles have built a solid foundation to put it on.
And now we come full circle. After understanding and applying these 13 principles, your mental armor is finally complete. You are now truly ready to face the final test and conquer those enemies we talked about at the very beginning.
Hill calls them the 6 ghosts of fear. And he calls them ghosts for a reason. They only exist in our minds, but they have enough power to completely destroy our ambition. By mastering this philosophy, you finally get the tools to outwit them all. The fear of poverty, the fear of criticism, of ill health, of losing love, of getting old, and even the fear of death itself.
You know, in the end, this whole incredible system, the plans, the faith, the masterminds, it all runs on one thing, a definite burning desire. The philosophy gives you the car, but you have to bring the fuel. So really, the only question left to ask is, what is yours? What's the one thing you desire so badly that you're willing to build this armor and go get it?